Hey, what you?
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Business Minds. The Business Minds are our old platform. Welcome to the Be Infinite podcast, and we have a special airing today. We usually air Friday at 12, but Friday at 12 last week we were having some technical difficulties, and we had the wonderful ToniToni on here, and I just wanted the guys to rehash because she has so much value that she brings that people like this you got to make special accommodation for because she's on point in every facet of the word. And so we had to bring her back this week so that this Monday so that we can finish our conversation, Tony. I know we were having some great vibes, some great conversation. You were giving away some great information to our viewers, and so I just wanted to keep that going. We
Okay.
and thank you for being on here for this time for us.
Yes, it was like you said, it was going so well and so good. So I was just like, yeah, we got to get this information out because we didn't start having those technical difficulties until we start getting into the meat of it.
That's true, but that's how it works. That's how he tried to stop you. The devil tried to stop you sometimes
Exactly.
from getting a
Exactly.
good message out and helping people. So, where we left off, we were talking about your history, what motivates you, and then we touched on the passing of your husband and how
Mhm.
how you really saw that as a way to propel you forward into this next chapter of your life and really become who you were supposed to be, which that was so powerful. And we touched on your masterclass. I would like to go back to that masterclass and kind of tell people once again who it's for and how you help them with their solve their problem.
Okay. So the masterclass is it's niched down to actual beauty professionals who want to transition from working for someone to
Mm-hmm.
owning and operating their own suite. They have their own business. They're responsible for all their own booking, their own scheduling, their own brand. And so it helps, the master course will help them launch that in order that they can start making revenue as soon as they transition into that position or that title. So when they become an owner to rent a suite, then they can start making money fast. They don't have to try to figure out what's next or what do I do next. How
Mm-hmm.
do I rebrand myself? Because if you're working for someone, you're under their brand. So when you
Mm-hmm.
become a solopreneur and now you're running your own business from a suite, then you need to rebrand yourself. And so a lot of people in the industry who are artists at heart don't know that that's something that they need to do. So it's all the things that you don't know transitioning from working for somebody to working for yourself, but to actually get it launch your business in 12 weeks. So that's what the master course is about. So you're literally launching your business in 12 weeks. So it's not just a sit and get. It's going to be where you're actually going to be hands on launching your business, putting the systems in place, the practices in place, branding yourself, your marketing strategy. All of that is in that 12 weeks. So that's ultimately who it's ideal for. Now, if they already are in a suite and they want to build a business because maybe they're stuck or maybe they're trying to figure out what's going on, why am I not growing, or
Mm-hmm.
why am I still at a standstill, or maybe I need to go get a job so I can pay the rent for the suite. This course would be ideal for you as well because it taps into the areas that you didn't know you needed to be concerned about or you even had to learn about the business skill portion in running your business.
Man, I love how you tapped on the things that they didn't know about because a lot of entrepreneurs out here, they're looking at other people's lives and they're trying to live through them vicariously from a distance. And then you do that long enough, you think that you can do exactly whatever these entrepreneurs you're looking. Oh, that doesn't look that hard. That doesn't look hard. But one of the things they're
Right.
not putting it in, and that it's very hard to show on social media or whatever you're watching these people on, is that mental aspect. That mental aspect is
Right.
hard to carry. It's like you have to go through it to go through it. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Yes.
go through it
Right.
to really understand. Oh man, I didn't know this was going to take a mental toll on me because, like you said, we can your masterclass goes through helping them with their branding, their marketing. You know, their ideal client, all these different things that they have to
Right.
learn externally, but you also
Mm-hmm.
help them with the stuff that they need to to hone internally. And that stuff is about
Right.
80% of entrepreneurship. Trust me. I know. I
This
love how
this
you
is correct.
incorporated that in. I love how you incorporated that in your masterclass and everything you do, even your books that you write. That's like a
Right.
part of your core values that I think a lot of
Right.
people are missing when they're taking like these marketing classes from gurus and doing all these things. You're not really getting that the really meat of the matter of who you are, and you need to get out of your own way, and then you can learn whatever
Mhm.
else you need. So I love how you're
Right.
implementing that, Tony. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing.
Because a lot.
That's what I missed at the beginning. So yeah,
Right.
that's
And it's a lot of times, and I've seen it over the years. I've been now the own operator of Studio 413 for 4.5 years. And so I see people that come in, they have great talent. And when they
yes.
make that transition, it's like it's a mindset, because you don't understand and know that this is something you need to consider for running a business. So yes, you got the skill set. Yes, you're phenomenal, hairstylist. But when you get to the point where you're wanting to run your business from a suite, you now are becoming a solopreneur. You're now becoming an entrepreneur. So just doing hair really good and being a great stylist is
Said it.
half of it. It's not
Yeah.
all of it. And it's a mindset change. I mean, you literally, it's like a paradigm shift, because you're going from actually providing a service for someone. You will continue to do that. And you need to stay on your skills, stay up on your skills, because the trends change so fast. But you also have to know how to run a business. You have to know the things that are put in place. And like I said, it's a mindset. And I've seen this often. Someone will transition into the suites. And so now you have all this extra time. And so you're like, well, I don't have anybody on the books. I don't have any clients. So, I'm going to go run some errands. I'm going to go
Yeah.
hang out with girls. I'm going to have a power lunch. But at the end of the day, that is time that you should be working on the business, because you're not working in the business. You need to be working on the business. So you need to be doing face-to-face marketing. You need to be making sure that you have your website and everything set up. And you need to look at it from the bigger picture, almost like the balcony view is what they call it. You need to
Yes.
look at it from the big picture versus looking at it just behind the chair. And I don't have any clients. So what are you doing? You need to be building your business so you do have clients. And I've seen it over and over again. And I'm just like, this is something that I think people need. And it's just that they don't know. So I
Yes.
think it's something that they need to know. And so that's why I wrote the Sweet Life 101, because it's a mindset. It's a thing that you don't think about that needs to take place.
And you hit it so good to where we get to a point to where like you said, I have this extra time. And if you can, man, I resonate with that so much, because you think that in the beginning, but really that's time that you need to be, that should have already been planned out. Because when you
Right.
know that extra time, or your schedule beforehand, and you can already see that time shouldn't be extra time. You should think about it beforehand. And then this is where as soon as this last client leave, I'm gonna get on this social media, or I'm gonna get on order a new product, or doing whatever you have to do for growing your business. Because those are the little intangibles that really set you apart, those behind the
Right.
scene things, versus, like you
Right.
said, somebody could be a great hairdresser, but if they can lose track of their schedule, they could lose track of their presence. So many different things that you need to be working on in the meantime. And I love how you're bringing this up. This is amazing. I
Yeah.
really wish I
And the
had someone like
finance,
you in the beginning. Sorry,
yeah.
Tony.
I'm sorry, and the finance part as well, because a
Yes.
lot of times, like I said, they'll get to the point where they're like, oh, it's slow, I'm not making any money. But there are people who are like busting at the seams with clientele right now. So
Yes.
what is it that they're doing so different that you're not doing? So looking at the finance part, where because you are now an entrepreneur, your business should never be an expense. It should
Mm-hmm.
actually bring in revenue. So if you're not bringing in revenue, and a lot of times when we make that transition, because we have the money to do the startup, however we got the funds, we saved it up, and now we're ready to
Mm-hmm.
take that jump and that leap, and we're motivated, we're ready to do it. And then you do it, and then the money's going to run out. because you don't have any systems in place. You don't have anything in place to continue to grow, or even at that beginning of your starting point or your launch. Like you said, the things that you need to have planned already that need to take
Yes.
place to continue to grow. So I
And
put all of that in Sweet Life 101, and then I created the master course, a course where we can actually go through those things. Ideal situation would be go through all these things, set up all these systems, set up all your marketing, your branding before you take the leap. And then that way, when you take the leap, so yeah, you got to pay rent as soon, and it comes by quick because it's weekly. Most people pay rent weekly. So that way you're making money as you're paying, as you're starting to grow your business.
Yes, and a lot of people do kind of hone in on that startup. Like, oh, I got $10,000 right now to start this business. You're not in, you have to put in everything that you're gonna have to pay for, not just the big
Right.
things, because those little things is what really eats you up, because those are the things that fly by like you're not really paying attention to. But if you go back
Right.
and look at your bank statement, that's what ate you up. You know what I mean? That's because
Yeah.
you weren't focused on it. I absolutely love that. Can we take them through what they're gonna, because it's 2 weeks. Can we
12
take them
weeks.
through the 2 6-week program, like everything that's included, right quick? You
Yeah,
got it
sure.
pulled up?
Well, I will definitely, I'll pull it up right now.
Okay, cool. Because I want to, I mean, and then one more question while you're doing that.
Hmm.
This is going to be a personalized group that working with you. No, is it going to be pre-recorded videos, or they're going to be working with you one-on-one with that first 12 weeks?
You're working with me
Oh,
with that group, and I'm not going to say 101 because it's not individually
yeah,
101,
sorry.
but it's a group. Yeah, it's whoever we launch with on the 20. I did forgot the date. On the 26th. So on the 26th, however many people have already signed up and we're ready to get started and launch on the 26th, then we're going to start on that day and go 12 weeks out. And it'll be me for an hour and a half to 2 hours once a week. And then we will go through, let me get the actual lineup. All right. So it's, like I said, it's a full 12-week program. For instance, like week 1 is going to be working on shift and self-efficacy, knowing your why,
Oh
and
yeah.
just doing a paradigm shift with, coming from working behind the chair to now running your business and being a solopreneur. Week 2, your fundamental financing. So what's your capital? How much you need to start up? How much do you need to be in existence for one whole year before you actually have to start? You need to start creating revenue immediately, but you need to have something for reserve, sitting in reserve when you do open up and you launch. Um, Actually setting your goal for your year, your target. How much do you
Yes.
want to make? What do you want to see your business do from the beginning? And being able to go back and do some accountability with that and checking in every quarter, checking in every month, checking in every week. So that'll be the fundamental finance part. Week 3 is implementation, setting smart goals, setting up some accountability systems where you can go back and be accountable to yourself and to your business. Because when you work for someone, they do performance reviews. They go
Yeah.
back and they tell you this is where you're weak at, this is where you're struggling. So we put systems in place at the beginning so you know already what you need to take account of. How many clients are you retaining? How much more are you growing? So we put those at the beginning. Time management. There's 167 hours in a week. So allocating actual things that you need to do, responsibilities, duties you need to do in that 167 hours, which is including me time, personal
Mm-hmm.
time, family
You need
time.
that.
So when you work for someone again, they give you a schedule. They tell you what
Mhm.
time you got to be at work. They tell you how much time, what you got to do when you're there. So, but as entrepreneurs, we often forget that we have to do this for ourselves now. So we do a time budget and we allocate every hour of that 167-hour week to an actual event or thing that we need to be doing. Week 5, entrepreneurship. We'll be talking about your strengths and values. Your core values, your entrepreneurship style. Some of us are coming new to this, so you need to know where your weaknesses are. Because if you're weak in certain areas, then you need to work on strengthening those areas, or outsource and get someone else to do that. For example,
Mhm.
if I'm an entrepreneur now and I have to do marketing, and I'm not really good with social media stuff, just an example. If you're not good with that, then you need to hire somebody to do that for you, because you don't need to put anything out there that lacks excellence. You need to always be thinking about your brand. Your brand is who you are, what people see you as, what your customers see you as. So you don't need to ever slight that. So if you're weak at it, then you need to hire somebody to do it for you. Your mission, vision, knowing who your target audience is. Like, who are we selling to? We're not selling to, a lot of times, often we need to niche it down to what are our strengths if we're a beauty professional. So if we're doing makeup and we're doing full glam and we're makeup artists and we do weddings, what's your target audience? Figure out who that is, so that way you can market to them. Week 6, entrepreneur is continued, because that's a bit much. And then we have the 90-day marketing plan that's incorporated in it also. So we walk through that. So that way you have a plan for your first 90 days. And you're not trying to figure out, oh, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to post? Where do I need to post? Because there are different online mediums that you can use. So we do that 90 days in one setting, like in your 90-day plan. Week 7 is working on your individuality. So rebranding yourself, confidence, selling yourself. You would think that this would be easy. It's not. People tell you all the time, I don't like selling. I don't like selling myself. Well, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to sell. You have to sell yourself, because what's going to make you different and set you apart from the next person that's doing maybe almost close to the same thing you're doing. And when you go into suites, you could have anywhere. I've seen small suites, 6 suites in one salon, up to 40 suites in one studio. So what's going to set you apart? You have to know that before you go in. You can't try to figure it out after you've already started. So, and also on individuality, we're going to discuss mindfulness. So when you're working for someone, you're having a bad day, you need a break and you want to stay home. Well, you can do a sick day. Well, as an entrepreneur, you don't have sick days. So what are you doing to learn how to master your emotions, or learn how to manage your emotions? Because if you have a bad day, you break up with your boyfriend and you got to go to work, you got people on the books, you got clients, you can't go up in there crying and, all discombobulated, because you got clients to take care of. They've already paid you for a service. They scheduled for a service, and that's what they're expecting, a service. So we go into some mindfulness, some things that you can do, because life happens. Crisis happen, trauma happen. What can we do at that moment when we have people sitting in our chair and we have a crisis that takes place? So that's going to be week 7. Week 8, your online presence. So your website, your social media. So I am not the guru with that, but I have a person in place, a firm in place, a marketing firm, hint, hint, in place that's going to take care of that for you. Yeah. It's going to take care of your social media. Yeah. Your social media setup, 2 social media mediums, Instagram, Facebook, your website, your appointment booking. So we're going to have all of that encompassed in there, because I do understand that that's important. We're in the 21st century. And so in the times that we're in, social media plays a big part. Yeah. We used to have walk-ins, and the traditional way of building your clientele was the walk-ins. So we rarely have walk-ins now. I've been, like I said, in existence 4.5 years. And the new walk-in is they pick up the phone. Well, first they go to Google. They read your reviews. They go to Yelp, read your reviews. And then they decide if they're going to call you to see if you take a walk-in. Yeah. That's a new walk-in. It doesn't look like it used to look, back in the day. Back in the day, literally people would stop by, walk in, and see if they want to come. That's not how they do it now. So you have to set up your online presence where people know you're there. They know what you're about. You got your reviews. And so we do all of that in this 12 weeks. So week 9 is the ultimate experience. And that's what I call providing your customers with the ultimate experience. No, your customer does not run your business. You run your business. You set the tone. You set the culture. But at the same time, if you didn't have clients, you wouldn't have business. Hey. So you got to make sure that you are putting things in place to make it a seamless, experience when they come in. How are you catering to the client? What kind of experience are you giving them from the time they book their appointment to the time they come in, get the service done, and they leave and rebook? So what does that experience look like? So we go through the actual customer experience from booking to rebooking. So which if for the hairstylist or beauty professional, I understand that's a lot that takes place in between that time. So that's actually 2 weeks, week 9 and week 10. We go through CRMs, that's customer relations management softwares and systems. What do we want to do? Do we want to have it all wrapped up in our online booking and in our appointments? Or do we want to have something separate? Well, we do that. Well, we do leads, we find clients, potential clients, and how they can get in contact with us and schedule. Week 11, enterprise. So we set up your structure, your business structure. Typically, the way that we traditionally work as solopreneurs is that we would do a DBA in the county that we currently live in. But I think COVID kind of changed for me. I know it changed the way I thought about the structure of my business, or the way I thought about my business, because when it came time to give out those small business loans or small business, I even fell underneath the small business, a micro business. So it made me change the way I looked at my structure. And I'm still, even though I had an LLC, but because I didn't have the proper paperwork in place with the IRS, I was still looked at as a sole proprietor. Those are things that we don't know. And if we got someone to do it for us, if they don't know, they don't tell us. And so you end up missing on benefits because you didn't have the correct structure in place. So we're actually going to go through that. And then week 12, that's finalizing and setting your launch date, in place, an actual date, a hardcore date, and making sure that everything we covered in weeks 1 through 11 that you have in place and you're ready to go. And so I think what's additional, a bonus I have on that, is that say you do your launch date, and then a month after your launch date, I will check in with you, whether it be Zoom or some type of StreamYard or whatever, where I can actually observe you taking your client, working with your client, customer service, and do like an observation, like your performance review you normally do on your job. Well, I will do that as a coach, and to kind of see what we can fine tune and streamline what you got going on after your launch.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you added that. That's cool. That is real cool. This sounds just like so jam-packed, full of value that you're providing to people. They really need to, you guys listeners, you really need to take heed. She's literally going to walk you through setting up step by step your business as a group, and then check up on you. Wow, that most coaches don't do that. That's really amazing. And I love how you went into detail on everything the 12 weeks has in it. That is amazing. Where can they sign up?
So you can sign up at Sweet Life 101 mastercourse.com. So, and we'll put it in the comments. Sweet Life 101 mastercourse.com. So when you go to the website, it's going to ask you if you want to schedule your SAC. That's your solopreneur analysis call. So that call takes place with you and myself, and we kind of find out where you are and see if you're going to be a good fit, and if you're really ready for this 12 weeks, because it's a lot and it's going to be intense. But at the same time, if you're ready and you're an ambitious person and you got drive, self-motivated, because you got to know your why, because there are some times when solopreneurship and entrepreneurship, it gets really rough. And so you got to be that person. And if you're that person, then we can get started on setting you up for the launch date.
Oh, wow. So you're not just going to take anybody. You're going to make sure that they're ready for this master course as well. I don't think I've ever heard that when people are talking about a master class, master course, that they usually just go sign up. But you want to actually kind of, get to see where their mindset is and where they are in life to see if they're even ready for this next step before you start.
Because a lot of times we can, for instance, like you got to be coachable. If you truly want your business to grow, and you know that you don't know everything you need to know to run your business, but you got to be coachable, because at the same time, there are people who come in and they're just like, I'm gonna do this thing the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You can do that, but this may not be a good fit for you, because I'm telling you that these are things that I have went through, and I've seen the success, because I actually did like a a trial run, I guess, should I say, with a couple of other entrepreneurs with the 12 weeks. And these are things that definitely set you up for success. Once you get these things set up and you get them in place, then it sets you up for success. But you got to be willing to do the work. Some
Yeah.
people, they don't understand that because we glamorize working for yourself and your own schedule and you can be your own boss. There's a lot that goes with that. And so if you don't understand that there's a lot that goes with that, and it's a lot of work that you have to
Yeah.
do. I'm not trying to scare you, because there are some certain people who will call to do that. But are you open to it? Are you open to doing the work? Are you open to, setting yourself up and actually do some deep diving as to see who you are? Are you ready for
Yes.
this? So yeah, we're going to do that set call first, and then we'll set up and register for the course.
Okay, that's amazing. I love how you start off with their why too. One of the things that I always tell clients when we're dealing with them and they want to start a business and we're trying to help them with their why as well. Their why is when no money's coming in, right? You have another option to go get an easier job, get that guaranteed paycheck, and then you lean back and say, "Why am I doing this? Why? What is the purpose of me doing this?" And then that's when that why should stand you back up. It's like a punch in the mouth,
Right.
like, hey, remember,
Right.
we got to do this because X, Y, and Z, break, whether it's breaking generational curses or you want to
Mm-hmm.
be financially set up, or, leaving things for your kids. Your why needs to be able to be something to where it hits you in the mouth and wake you up and like, okay, I can do this,
Right.
and then on
Right.
top of that, those 12 weeks is going to be like a solid foundation that you're helping these people set up with, right? And so you can
Right.
only,
Right.
even if you fall down, you can only fall as far as that, right? Because now you got a solid foundation. You can't hit totally rock bottom, because you have a
Right.
physical website to look at. You have you remember your why. You remember that you can call ToniToni. You remember, all these different things that weren't there before, and those things help you through this process. And well, those little wins, you're winning, you're accumulating all these wins.
Right.
And then where after a while, it's going to be, you're going to be saying, instead of why not do this? Why am I not doing, like, you know what I'm saying? I already have the
Right.
foundation. I've already put in this much work. Why not keep going on versus that? So you're covering all those things. You, my young lady, are a true entrepreneur, right? And a true coach, helping other people get to where you are. And I
Right.
truly appreciate you. And I'm proud of you. I know you may got me for, yeah, but I'm proud of you. If nobody else has said it, this is truly amazing, especially for your niche. It's been a forgotten niche in the, even for coaches are concerned, right? Usually this
Mm-hmm.
niche falls into like something with entrepreneurship as a whole, but you've taken it to more, I've lived this life. I want to help you get solid foundation and get going on the right foot. So I love that niche. I love everything you're doing. I love how you're putting your passion and your expertise to work serving others, because that's truly what you're doing. You're serving them. You went through the fire so they don't have to go through it as bad, right? So
Right.
yeah, and you
And
put
I have a heart for hairstylists. So I was an educator for 14 years.
oh wow.
And in that process, hairstylists to me literally can change a person's life. And I say that, and I'm not being facetious, but when a person is at their lowest, and I can remember being at my lowest, what I consider to be my lowest after, what happened to me, after the loss, after I experienced this, what I consider to be a great loss. And you didn't want to do, sometimes you didn't want to do anything. You didn't want to get out the bed. But I also remember my family saying, you don't have to look like you feel. So what I would do is I would get up and I would do my hair and I would put me on a little lip gloss, and it made you feel so much more different. But actually knowing and recognizing when someone sits in their chair as a hairstylist or a barber, once you no matter what they're going through, when you give them what you did with your hands and you use that to make them feel and look better, when they look better and they turn around and they look in that mirror, they're like a whole new person. Like you can't tell them anything.
Nothing.
And I
Yeah, you can't
see
tell me
it
nothing.
every day with the wonderful and amazing business owners I have who have invested in Studio 413 because I have 11 business owners who are in my studio right now, and I see it with their clients every day. When their clients walk out, they're just like, it's like a whole new person. They're nothing like when they came in. And so that changes it to
Mm-hmm.
me. If you look good, you feel good, you want to do good. So
You
I
want to
just
do
think
better.
that
Mm-hmm.
hairstylists change people's life. But also at the same time, I do know that people sometimes don't recognize hairstylists as entrepreneurs, as business owners,
That's
and
true.
they run their business just like everybody else. And I've learned that from working in the education system. They're often slighted because, what are y'all doing? Y'all not doing anything. You ain't teaching those kids nothing. They just playing in hair. No, it's not. But there's some people, some of the students that I had came through my class and my course because I taught cosmetology for high school students, and they had raw potential. Like, can you remember, identify that moment when you realize you're doing what you were created for?
Mm.
Like, that is like,
It's mind blowing.
that's
Yeah.
golden. Yeah, it's, and when you realize that, and so some of those students that I had, they realized that at high school age because they had potential. And so when they're working in the what God created them to do, and they're using their hands and they're creating something that somebody else is, they're investing in somebody else, and somebody else is feeling good about it. It
Mm-hmm.
was, so I have a heart for hairstylists. I just feel that they are entrepreneurs just like everybody else who has a business. And a lot of times, like I said, in academia, they feel like, even in networking events. When I went to networking events, I was trying to build my presence in the area where I am in Pearland. And they were like, oh, you're a hairstylist. And I'm like, no, I'm a business owner. But then that's when it dawned on me that I got to come in with my own elevator pitch. So when I come in, so it's not like I'm ToniToni, the salon owner operator of Studio 413, which is a 13 salon suite studio. I invest in individuals, I invest in business owners, and I help them to build their business. So it wasn't
Ooh.
just that, oh, I own a beauty shop, and
Yes.
that's part of the course. That's in the course too, because you have to learn how to sell yourself. And like I said, it's things that we just didn't know. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that writing the book and doing the course, I'm just getting those things out there because I know that's what he created me for, to make an impact with people, and teaching and coaching and developing and training. That's who he created me to be. That's just
You're
it.
walking in your purpose, and that in itself can be motivation when you have this, like, you know how it is when you've met a new Christian, when they find God and they give this, and then all of a sudden they want everybody to feel like they feel right then. Like, oh, hey, everybody needs to know, what, how has this been hidden from me, blah, blah, blah. And that's what you're bringing to light. You're helping people find their purpose, and walk in it
Mm-hmm.
too, but also
Walk
doing it
in it.
from a logical standpoint, to where, hey, you can walk in your person and be raw passion, but here are the steps to make sure that you can keep that going and make sure you're going to be successful no matter what level of success you deem to be acceptable as far as success goes. Some people don't need millions of dollars, to be to
Mm-hmm.
that level of success, and you're helping them just build that solid foundation that they can take on for the rest of their life. I love it.
Right.
Let's
Right.
let's tell them
Right.
one more time where they can go and set up that call with you.
So you can go to the website first. The website is www.sweetlifeone01mastercourse.com. And once you get there, there'll be a link where you click on it. It says schedule your SAT call. So you click on that button, and then we'll schedule that call so we can get on the phone and, talk and dialogue about what this course is, what it's going to, take for you to complete this course successfully, and so that you can be successful once we're done with the course. Um, and the launch date is going to be on the 26th of this month, and we're going to start our first class. So check us out. Again, sweetlife101mastercourse.com. Also, Chris, I am doing a master class that is free. So there is a hair show that's taking place in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, you'll be
Texas
okay.
International Yeah, Texas International Beauty and Wellness Expo. So I'm actually doing a class on November 1st from 3:30 to 5. That class is going to be a free class, kind of like a snippet of everything that encompasses in the master
Mm-hmm.
course. So if you come and check us out, it's their 20th anniversary. It's going to be filled with educators, exhibitors, product. So just so you can, because that's another part of doing it. Yes, we got to have the business side, but you got to also stay up to date on your skill level, on the
Mm-hmm.
trends, because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people come out, they're doing their sweet life, but because they have more expensive rent to pay weekly, they want to charge their customers more for the services, but the quality's not there. You
Mm.
have, it has to be simultaneous. It has to all work together. So make sure, come and check that show out in Dallas. It's going to be November 30th to, excuse me, October 30th through November 1st, the Texas International Beauty and Wellness Expo. And I will be doing a master class free. That'll be on November 1st from 3:30 to 5.
Okay, and are you recording this so you can have a replay later, kind of deal, or
No, I
no?
was hoping you were recording it.
Ah, ah, we'll see if we can get a camera crew down there. I think I know somebody down there that can definitely help us out and get it going. Because yes, everything you need to have a camera crew follow you everywhere, Tony. Tony, you
Yeah,
need to, you need to have your own reality show. But you are
we're
doing it.
working
You're
on
doing
that. We're working on that.
yeah, it's coming too. I'm speaking that into existence right now. Because there's a lot of these shows out here not teaching nobody nothing and just doing nonsense. And at least we need to reverse that trend. And it's really up to us, right? What we invest
Right.
in.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
in I mean, we have fun and we love what we do. And this is why I love having people like you on the guests like you on the show to really bring your expertise, but also on top of that, your passion. I can tell you have a passion for this, and you've been doing this, before you even get paid to necessarily teach people how to build up their business. You were teaching them,
Right.
you were teaching this without all the, the
Right.
studios and the websites and the master classes you have
Yes.
now. You were doing it from a pure passion. I just want to help
To
standpoint,
invest. Mm-hmm.
and a lot of coaches cannot say that. A lot of these gurus just started talking one day and said, "Hey, I can teach you to do
Right.
this."
I'm a coach.
You know, so that's well noted that you have real world experience for many years teaching people, loving on them, helping them invest in themselves. Because that's at the end of the day, this is what
Right.
it is. This is an investment into
Exactly.
yourself. That
Mm-hmm.
you and we have to realize too, we invest in ourselves in so many different ways. Why not in building a solid foundation for a business that can last, generations? Time for you to be infinite, right? Let's start something
Right.
that's
Right.
infinite. It starts right now and goes on forever, right?
Yep.
But no, we love having you on here, Tony. Uh,
Yep.
let let's tell them one more time before we get out of
Mm-hmm.
here.
Okay.
All the information to get in touch with you.
All right. So my website, my ToniToni website, where you can purchase solopreneur gear, because we do have solopreneur gear. We got shirts. It's a great marketing tool. I was in the airport, had on my shirt, and I had about 5 or 6 people stop me and said, "So, what kind of business do you have?" So I said, "Well, since that happened to me, then this could be a marketing apparel that solopreneurs can wear." So it's going
Yeah.
to strike up conversation, and you'll even have some people say, "What is a solopreneur?" Because
Yes.
we haven't used that term a whole lot. And there's nothing wrong with being a solopreneur, because I see some people marketing out there, don't be a solopreneur, be a CEO. Well, you can still be both. You can be a solopreneur and a CEO. So I can be reached at www.ToniToniBossUp.com, ToniToniBossUp.com. So the master course, if you want to do your SAT call, that master course is going to be www Sweet Life 101 mastercourse.com. Also, I have a podcast. We're going to resume that podcast hopefully this week, and that's Journeyous Conversations. And it can be found on Apple, it can be found on Anchor, it can be found on most of your mediums for podcasts. And in that podcast, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about ministry, we talk about being the best version of yourself. So all of those things encompassed in
Oh
that.
wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be on your podcast too because I want to be anything you got your little hands into. I want to get my hands into too.
And
Uh,
that's your invitation.
all right, we'll set that up. Hey Tony, once again, I want to thank you. I know Friday was a mishap, but like I said, just this shows who you are and your character and what you really value. And you gave us another hour of your time, your busy, busy time, and I really, truly appreciate it. I really do,
Thank you,
Tony.
Chris. I really thank you for the opportunity. I thank you for allowing me to come on here and be my authentic self. Like,
Yes,
so I appreciate that. And I love that about you. And you all are great at what you do. Be infinite. They're out there. Hey, look, marketing needs, whatever you need, they got you.
thank
And
you.
they are gurus. They're professionals. So, and Chris, I love that about your personality. You're always trying to help the person get to their next step. I love
Yes.
that.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you. Guys, we've had a pretty big crowd. Oh, we have some comments too that I didn't even oh, you put them up there.
Oh,
Now, I guess we have a couple more minutes. If anybody has any questions you want answered live right here by ToniToni, just let us know. We'll take about 3 more minutes and see if any questions out there. Thank you, Miss Wilson. Yes, she is. She's an amazing entrepreneur and coach.
thank you, Miss Wilson. Yes.
A wealth of information. Miss Alexander, thank you too.
A wealth of yes. So at my studio, I currently, like I said, I have 11 business owners, and they are phenomenal, phenomenal. And Miss Alexander is actually one of them. So thank
Oh,
you for tuning
cool.
in.
Oh, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. Look at that. The fruits of your labor are already showing. And then here is the website again. We put that on
Thank
there.
you. That's my
Yeah.
sister.
Oh,
Hey,
that's your sister. Oh, cool. That's just hey, it's
she
always
put
good
it
to
up.
have family support you like that, man. Not
Yes,
everybody has
yes.
a family that supports like that.
Right. Right.
So
And a lot
that's
of
really
times,
big.
sometimes we will, as entrepreneurs, and I've seen this happen where people have gotten tripped up and think that they made the leap, made the jump, and they're like, well, my family doesn't even support me. A lot of times it won't be a lot of family that may support you. It may be other individuals, and
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. That doesn't mean your family loves you any less. It's just that, that's just not an area that they see that they can support you in. And it's okay. I
Cool.
still love on them. I still love them. They still family. We still related. We still blood. But it's okay because now I have become that person. And we were laughing about this the other day. But I become that person. It's like we have family events, and here I am. I'm bringing out jewelry, accessories, shades. I'm like, hey, it's retail. I'm gonna get it wherever. I got numbers to meet, and so when I say I have my numbers, so I'm trying to do whatever I can to get that done.
And I want to add one thing too. When you're dealing with family and you're wondering like why didn't this person support me or whatever, some of the times, like you just said, they don't know how either. So you can even coach them on how to, hey, you know them better than they know themselves in that certain situation. So
Right.
one tip, and then we'll go. I had family that would, they don't know how to support what I was doing. So they see the Facebook post, but then
Mhm.
they would share it, but they wouldn't put any captions or anything. Well, when you're sharing something to your page, those people know your voice. Those are your
That's
friends,
it.
those are your circles. So whenever you're sharing something, you can teach your family to put hey, this is my nephew or this is blah blah blah, and they're just doing this. Check them out, right? Versus if you just
Right.
share it, people they don't know who that is. They don't know, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So put a
Even
so some
even teaching them to share it, because
yes,
at first they were just like, well, I don't
that's
need to
true.
rent a suite. I don't need to rent a suite at your studio, but whenever you want, you have something, let me know. And I'm
Yes,
like, whenever I post,
post.
share it. But
Yes,
that's a teachable moment. I mean, they don't
yes.
know, so you definitely have to, show them how to do it or help them to be able to support you.
That is amazing. We got Miss Ferguson, Tibby Ferguson.
Francesca, yeah,
Uh,
she's also a business owner that's at the studio.
oh, nice. Look at that.
Yeah,
They're artists.
yeah.
That's wonderful.
Hey, I love them. They are amazing. They're amazing. because
Okay, y'all.
God had to send, who was supposed to be there, because not everybody's supposed to be in your circle. And
Mm,
so that was one of my prayers with my business. When I got to the point where I was having to use personal funds to fund my business because it was slow, or because of the pandemic or whatever, then that was one of my prayers. Like, God, send the people who are supposed to be here, the people who are supposed to be in this studio, so we can thrive and we can, work together, and we can become partners. So,
y'all can
and we're not
pour
going to hold
into
you.
each other. Yeah.
Exactly.
So excuse
Exactly.
me. But man, it's been amazing. We're gonna get off now, guys. Thank y'all for the amazing show. Thank you for everybody who was looking and watching us, and and thank you for the comments as well. There, she is truly worthy of those comments, and I know her personally too. So thank you once again. And we're gonna have ToniToni back on this show to give a follow-up on how the masterclass go, what she's learned, and what her students have learned. So we want to definitely look forward to that. Until next time, next week, we're here every Friday at 5 noon on our, you can catch us on the beinfinite.co website or our Facebook page. Thank you once again, Toni. And
Thank you, Chris.
all right, bye everyone.
Take care.